Okay, welcome back. So, what are we doing today? Shoring up these lines, our outlines we did last time. So again, I'm going to place this to the side and get out my practice paper. Okay, so what we're doing, this is damaged you, is I'm going to be going in there and just cleaning up these lines a bit. Like that. Making them bolder, more well-defined. Connecting them. Trying to fix them up like that. That looks pretty good already. And then possibly adding the 3D effects to it. I'm actually going to start over here. I'm going to start at the Pichu tail. See, like right here, it's not quite connect. And I want it to. Or right here, where the pin wasn't exactly a perfect shape. I can just add some lines. Makes it look a lot better. Again, the colors aren't perfect, but to the human eye, especially from far away, it'll match. It looks like a nice point now. Part of what I'm doing, that's what I mean when I say shoring up my lines, my edges, is giving it a nice solid definition in its shape, in its structure. So that's as bold as it needs to be. Like right here, I have just a little bit of fuzziness. And fix that right up. So, again, today's channel, I didn't have an intro because I don't have anything for sale. We'll be starting that real soon, but for the next charity. But next upcoming week, a lot of family coming over for Thanksgiving, so I really want to get this out. So I'm at least going to try to finish this, but there might be a little pause between this and the next project, of course, for the holidays. But if I can't make it, you can't watch it, right? You're not going to be there either. Of course, I do a lot of this at night when everyone's gone to sleep, so hopefully. The problem is sometimes in a big room, they want to sleep like right here. So if there's a bunch of loud kids, it's not going to make you listen to that. You see how this line was fuzzy as heck? And that looks pretty good. We've been going over it for a minute. Like right here, it looks really fuzzy. But we'll just go over it for a second. Helps pull those tips together. I'm going to practice right here real quick. I'm curious if I go back over it how dark it's going to be. Pretty noticeable. I think I could get away with it if I'm super quick. I shouldn't do it. It's a little light right there. I'm going to leave it. I don't want to mess it up. Again, those markers are so permanent. All right, here I'm going to do what I did on the bottom and just fill in that line, work it over. Nice. These straight spots are the easiest. Let's go back and do the inside of the A. Okay, so right here, theoretically, there should be a cut for the A and the S, but the thing is, it's right behind the Raichu's tail, so I kind of left it. Same thing here. We're going to go back and pull it towards our blue so we don't cross over into our Raichu. And boom. You know, I was watching TV. Some ad came on for Magic the Gathering. And I guess they have some avatar cards out. But they had the actor that did the voice for Zuko, and seeing him do the voice is weird. I don't like it. These lines look pretty good now. In the A and the S. You can definitely see the difference of like some of these spots I haven't done that are a little fuzzier. So let's just keep moving on. I think I'm definitely going to have to add those 3D effects with something else besides color pencil because this isn't affecting it enough. But we'll experiment with that in a second. It's affecting it enough that like I can get these lines to look straighter, but it's not affecting it enough in the sense that it'll stand out and it'll match up naturally. Like right there I could get away with it because it's dark. Most of it was there already. That looks pretty different. A lot sharper. I think my D is a little slanted this way. This should be a little more like, it's a little more stylized than it should be, but still looks good. Looks like I bled just ever so slightly into my Gary. Oh, here's one of those big problem areas with the Raichu's ear. Right about now, I'm really glad I didn't do it like that. Sharpen my pencil. There we go. Looks good. Okay, so let's fix this inside thing. You know, I don't know what the holes in the... Oh, my tip broke. Let me just try on a different piece of paper, make sure it's still good. Alright, we're good. Yeah, I don't know what the holes... made a little rut. On the inside of letters are called, but I'm sure they actually have a special name. You know, like the end of the shoelace is called an aglet, so... I'm going to sharpen it. It's got an asymmetry to it. There we go. Sharpen it so much, it made it fragile. Okay, the I was one of those big problem ones. So first we'll start with the curve of the D in here. The D penetrates into it deeply. Okay. Okay. Looks really good, but my eye is a little light, especially over here, so I'm just gonna touch the color up a little bit. That makes it pop a lot more. Anything with my D around this Raichu here. I was doing inside the Gyarados and I noticed there should be a little blue right there. Really tiny detail I would have missed if I didn't come back to do these highlights. Okay, these ones I think were lighter than those, and they kind of even out now. I'm going to touch some of these up, though, like this D. Some of these big ones definitely have lighter and darker spots, like this E. The arm of this K. Alright. I think we can get back to our blues now. We just finished up the I, so we are on the D. Ah, so smooth now. Okay, so just a few more light spots right around here. Okay, this E was one. I think what happened is it was a little wetter than I wanted it to be. Because so much of it intersected, so there was more marker here than anywhere else. Let's focus on the inside for now. One thing I like, I've been trying to do that transition in the thumbnails where you see it go back to how it was. I actually really like that because it really shows me how much I did. I like that I can give people pretty solid time quotes on how long this stuff takes me now. Like, if you want to do a single figure, like, let's say a big oddish with maybe, like, a ball or something, I would be, like, 30. If you want a piece like this with a big background, 50, possibly a bit higher if it gets super intricate. It helps me know better how much I should price it. I was having to explain to my mom with the auctions why I do $20, and she's like, well, why don't you factor in your labor? I'm like, because I'm not taking money. My labor is part of the charity. I'm just charging, pretty much the person's paying for the material, so like the frame and the paper and the paint. There's like a little left over. It's like right at $5. This E looks way smoother now. Let's look at it in the camera. Yeah, it looks much better. I haven't done the outside too much though, so what I need to do now is take this. Oh, it looks great now. Okay. Let's get on to our K then. You think of a Pokemon that begins with K? It's Pikachu. No, for real though, I'm gonna answer Kingler. Was Kingler your answer? You know, I'm trying to think of more Pokemon that start with K, and I'm kind of struggling at the moment. I'll be like one of those crappy Pokemon. Kingler is the only Pokemon that starts with K. You don't need to fact check this at all. A lot of those you can tell what generation the guy started on, because they'll start saying like things that aren't true about the older generations that only the younger people say because they weren't there to play the games and don't know. I guess some people don't go back. I started on Crystal and I really wanted to go back. I was the kind of kid I always wanted to, like Final Fantasy, I had trouble getting to it. I'm like, I want to play the first one. They're like, no, you got to play 7. And now that I have played them both, I like the first one. Really just wasn't into Final Fantasy. I mean, like the first RPG, it was alright. I get it. I can see why people sunk into it, but I just didn't like the art. And then it went further into me not liking it. People act like, you know, I'd say that I was a kid, like I didn't like the art, so I couldn't get into it. And they're like, that's weird. But I'm like, dude, I have to look at this thing for hours. I want it to be something I want to look at. Same kids would say that would be like, oh, like they would say, you know, Hello Kitties for girls or something like that. Or I don't like how that looks. I'm not going to do it because it looks sissy. And it's like, same logic. I tell them their fantasy world isn't immersive enough for me. I also hated Cloud in Smash, and the whole reason I hate it is because down B, and the whole camera focuses on him, and he goes his little or whatever the hell he says. Like, this completely ruins everyone's flow for him to do this stupid move that he sits there and spams. If it wasn't for that specific thing, I would be like, oh, whatever. Throws off your physics, like when you're in the middle of some complicated jumps or something, and freaking Cloud just keeps spamming that, messing with your timing. I always made Luciana. Fire Fantasy lady. I might be getting her name wrong. I call her Little Lulu so much, I honestly don't remember her name at this point. It's Little Lulu. She's always going to be my Little Lulu. Me and my friends used to just have showdowns on that for hours. I had one friend, and we got so in tune with each other's fighting style. Like, we could do a 3-round, no items, or a 3 knockout, no items match, and it would last, like, a darn near an hour, and, like, the entire time we're just dancing around each other, not hitting each other and crap, and, like, I'm catching his bombs and throwing them back and whatnot, and it's like, because we were so in tune with what the other guy was going to do. And we realized at that point we needed to stop playing for a while. You don't want to press too hard when doing this, because not only will the ruts in your paper be noticeable, but they affect the integrity of your paper as a whole. And the sharper you keep them, the harder lines you get out quicker. And it's funny, this is making it look straighter, but what I'm actually doing is fuzzing up the lines. Spider-Man in it. It's Tobey Maguire's. I saw the CMA on the news the other night, and all I could think is, like, you know, like, often if I don't like something, I'm just going to do voiceovers, and I just imagine being like, oh, it's a good thing Garth Brooks stopped coming so someone else could win for once. And they did. He just said, I'm not going to go and accept awards anymore. You need to let other people win. So I just assume, like, Garth Brooks would have won every single year if he had competed. Probably just got tired of going. It's like, my knees hurt. Imagine being that recognized for your art. Yes, I consider music art. Creativity is a similar part of the brain. Same as destruction. Destruction being the purest form of creativity. Alright, well, a nice strong P. Now, let us do the little d inside of our P. Oh, we had a little green right here. I didn't notice before. This will take care of that right quick. I saw that Downton Abbey thing too, and people acting like it's so fancy and like the writing is so cornbally. It's like, I expected Kevin Hart to come out like by the time that guy's proposing to the chick over the speaker and doesn't realize it. They're gonna make a black version now, call it The House or something, like they did with the Death at a Funeral. Called it the American version, but we all know what that really was. The Peter Dinklage movie. Still, it wasn't as bad. Like, when I was a kid, they were all like Grey's Anatomy. Or not Grey's Anatomy, was it 50 Shades of Grey, whatever? All those chicks were all like, oh, this book is so important, you need to read this. Come to find out it was just porn. Oh, this porn is so important. Okay, those lines look really good. So let's practice some 3D effect. Let's start with this one. So my first thought was to take some marker and do like this. Just do like that. I mean, it actually looks decent. Then this would be like... But my next thought was I also have these. Let's try the dark blue first. I'll try the dark blue on one side and the purple on the other side. This dark blue already looks purple. And then if I do like this, I'm really liking that. I think I might just do that. Let's try the purple now. Try the purple over here. Oh, I'm going to use these for their tags too. Okay, am I tripping, but do they look the same? I think I'm going to go with this one. This one looks a little better. I'll try again. I'm going to just outline one right here real quick. This is a little more on brand. And the purple looks cool, but I don't know. Yeah, I know one way to find out. I can just make another P real quick. So let's finish up this purpley one. We'll ignore the blue that's on the side there. Oh, I like these pins. I'm going to use the heck out of these. My mom got these. Oh, let's color in yellow too. Now look, when you shade, you go from the side. You get broader contact. Just get more out quicker. Okay. So what was this one supposed to be? The blue? I like how that lady slept with that dude and got a house for it and like totally cucked his widow. That was funny. She couldn't throw it in the ocean like that bitch in the Titanic though. Just kill that guy. Okay, I really can't tell too much of a difference. I kind of like the purple more though, so I think I'm going to go with the purple. Let's make the blue cleaner. So it looks, you don't want to look the best for comparison, you know? I also don't like how the blue blotches together. Might be harder to distinguish. Yeah, I'm going to go with the purple because it gives a little bit more of that neon effect. Okay. Now, I do want some reference for this, so. Scholastic Pokemon books. Oh, this part's nerve-wracking. Let's mess that up. They put that shadowing in on the yellow. I don't really like that. I'm not going to copy that part. None of these markers don't run out on me. If they do, I will literally not finish this till I get more of them. Okay, let's take a look at that so far. It's a lot better. It only has it right there, but... Now see, I have it in front of the way there, but behind it here, and that's kind of like I did with the Gyarados tail. Just to give it more complex layers, like how it also goes in front and behind. Oh man, that was something right there. I'm noticing the K's a lot more scrunched up there. I could have made mine look a little more like that, I guess. Kinda don't like that though. I have trouble defining my K's already. Really, I have trouble separating lower and uppercase K. It just kind of always looks like an uppercase K. The position of that little apostrophe too, I guess I could add a little more centric over the oh man. Here I'm putting the Gyarados in front of it. Again, I don't want to risk bleeding into it, so I'm going to the Gyarados and going up. Oh, nerve-wracking. Here I have 2 spaces between the Gyarados, so I'm kind of fucked. I just gotta be extra careful. And what I do is I do the lines by the Gyarados, so then when I'm going back and forth, I'm between it. I kinda wish I had this skill when I did the book for my mom. Just a lot of these smaller details would have looked really good with the bird. It's never been so quiet. I'm just like really into this. Not breathing for a lot of it. Kind of really in my head thinking of stuff that making me a little mad, and honestly though, it feels cathartic, like I'm getting that anger out in the lines. Seals it out of my head and in the ink. I like this. I might do this in the future, like when I have an electric Pokemon doing attack, and give them like a fine outline aura like this. By the way, Legends Arceus, I finally caught some Eevees. I caught one, it ran off right away, so I named it Jolt. You can tell who I wanted to turn it into. So I was trying to get some Thunderstone. I kept getting Firestone, so when I did it, it got the option to evolve. I know you choose, but I let it evolve to see what it turned into. I didn't have any others. And it turned into a Sylveon. I felt extremely lucky. A little disappointed at the same time. I left its name as Jolt because I thought it was funny. By the way, one thing I noticed in those games is like you use the Pokemon to harvest items. The Pokemon's animation, like the starters, their animations are really slow, but like Abra just grabs at it. You want a quick animation, boy. Let me fix this D up a bit. There we go. Okay, there's no S's on the logo, so this is going to be difficult. I just got to think where I have the creases coming from. This is yet another time, by the way, that the lighting is changing. And different for something else in the painting. I kind of like that. That little spot of brick behind it was tripping me out, though. I was like, what the fuck's that red? I don't know why, but for some reason I thought these little scales on the side of the Gyarados were red. This is like having a freak out thinking about things that don't exist. Like, I messed up. Did the anatomy of this animal suddenly change? Okay. I think it needs a little more here. It needs a little more here. Okay. Okay, those words look really good. Right about at 49 minutes. Instead of I could call it done, but as we know, these boys are going to have some tags. And not only do I want to work on outlining them again, like on another piece of paper, but I definitely work on the position. I know I want the drowsy there. I'm not sure about the Psyduck, where I want to stick it here. I definitely don't want the Gyarados, or if I want to put it like up here, like drowsy here, Psyduck here. That's also it. I gotta think about where the margin's gonna be though, so maybe Psyduck here. Then like the Master P there. Or Master P and Drip Chew there. I don't know, we'll figure it out. But that is definitely gonna be a video for another time. I'm really happy with how this turned out today. I hope you are too. And I hope you're excited to come back here with me for one more drawing video where we get to finish it. And then probably the only videos after that will be me painting and framing this one before I start on my next charity piece. But until then, stay safe and try to have some fun out there, okay?